viewers, you are welcome to the NTA Birnin Kebbi program titled Education at the Backbone of the Society, organized by the Community School in Suru, school that was established by the youths of Suru. In this program, you will witness many events like drama presentation, debates, speeches by the students, and the prize given to the student with high performance of different classes. I am Muhammad Abdullahi Sulu representing the program. Enjoy while watching.
في العالمين إنك حبيب مجيد. اللهم اجعل اجتماعنا هذا اجتماعا مباركا مرحوما، واجعل تفرقنا بعده تفرقا معصوما، ولا تجعل فينا ولا منا ولا معنا شقيا ولا مطرورا ولا محروما. اللهم اغفر لنا ما قدمنا وما أخرنا وما أسررنا وما أعلنا وما أنت أعلم به منا. أنت المقدم وأنت المؤخر، لا إله إلا أنت ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون. We are welcoming you to this program. The Honorable Chairman Suru Local Government, Alaji Umaru Megandi Daki Gari, who is unavoidably absent and heavily represented by the Vice Chairman Alaji Muhammad Lawal Suru, you are also welcome. The Zonal Director Jegazon, representing the Commissioner of Education Kebbi State, Alaji Muhammad Magawata Adaru, who is unavoidably absent and heavily represented by Alaji Gaza Umar Suru, you are welcome, sir. Samuel, the DPO, Divisional Police Officer Suru Command, who is unavoidably also absent and represented by Samuel Zege, the DSP admin of the Police Command. You are welcome, sir. Alaji Abubakar Jagwade Zimbabwe, who is representing the district head of Bakwe, Alaji Muhammad Kukur Ali, you are also welcome. The Suya President, Alaji Bashar Umar, you are also welcome. The Principal GDSS Juron Kebbi, representing the Principal of Government Girls Secondary School Suru and the Government Secondary School Suru, you are welcome. The representative of NTA, Alhaji Abinan, the representative of NTA, Muhammad Abdullahi Suru and the Cipriano Adamukoko, who are here with us today. At this moment, you are also welcome. On behalf of the school management, we are welcoming everybody to this year's annual speech and prize giving day, organized by the Suya Nursery Primary and Secondary School Suru. The school produced 10 sets of primary level pupils, giving admissions to various secondary schools in the state. By the year 2018, the school became Suya Nursery Primary and Secondary School approved by the Ministry of Education in Kebbi. So this year, 2021, is the first year of graduating JSS students. We hope the Ministry may give us approval for Suya Senior Secondary School this year. Thank you.
Common teachers of our time and my fellow students, good morning to you all. I am Zubaida Yusuf Bello, a student from the SS series. I want to talk about rice production in school. Every person must be proud of himself. That is why I stand here today to talk about the reality concerning school town. The reality is that school town is the feeder of the whole Nigerian as far as paddy rice is concerned. As you all know, there is no state that has not schools in Suru. We are really proud of this. Agaisha Command.
And also we are expected to be the largest rice farmers in the whole Nigeria. Thank you, Dubeda Yusuf.
No, ma. My name is Rumesa Yaku from JSS3. I want to talk about farmers' bank account. It is true that rice is being produced in large quantity in Suru town. It is also true that farmers get a lot of money through farming. This being the case, farmers need to be advised they need to open bank account in order to save money for future use. They should convert rice money to business money. If farmers combine farming with business, they can get more money to invest in farming activities. Remember this saying, the more you save and invest, the more you become rich. And the less you invest, the more you become poor. The poorer you are, the more you become problematic in the society. If you are poor, you will be hated by the whole society. This is why farmers in this locality must open bank account. This is also why the government must open a bank in Suru, taking into account the financial transaction taking place in the rice market. Let me ask the government this question. Are you waiting for the thieves and the armed robbers to ravage the market before you build a bank for us? Other places where there are banks are not bigger than Suru. We need a bank, and a bank. A bank gives loans to farmers. A bank is a place where farmers can open accounts and save money. A bank also sends away and armed robbers. Please, government, do something as a matter of urgency. Thank you all.
Lion is which never give the tiger, and don't forget, lion is which never give the tiger an opportunity to be the king of forest. In the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all praise due to Allah and peace be upon Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, his household and his companions, and bless everyone who obedient to him. I thank God by his allowed to live alive at this wonderful moment with this wonderful time, by his rights, by his defending, by his protection for my enemies. Good morning, Mr. Principal, our considerable Vice Principal, noble teachers of our time. Good morning, Mr. District Head, invited guests, Suya Committee, our staff, and my fellow students, young and old, west and east, southern and northern, gentlemen and ladies, good day to you all. First of all, I by name is Sharifa Muhammad Degree, respected student, intelligent student, performance student, and also I am very jealous for my school. I stand here this special morning with the aim of representation to discuss about civic education, which including politics. Before I go further, I would like to define what civic education is all about. Civic education is a theoretical, political, and practical aspect of citizenship, as well as its rights and duties. Okay, my fellow students, at the end of this presentation, you shall be able to understand civic education. But let me discuss or mention some objects of civic education. To expose the learners the knowledge, skills, attitudes, and value about democracy. To expose the learners the knowledge their fundamental human rights and what to do when such as right template on the developed in the learners the skills activities in the participant in the affairs of their state or nation. Dearly fellow students, let me mention some of importance of civic education in our community. Civic education makes someone to be really self-growth and what to do when such as civic education makes someone to be really self-growth and self-independent. Civic education helps people to become responsible citizens through civic rights. Civic education encouragement and promote peaceful coexistence among ethics and tribes. The second topic is value. Value can be defined as the importance of what which is attached to something it means, which is desirable, right, and acceptable, which is generally accepted. Value have three levels of manifestation. We have individual level, we have family level, we have societal level. Value have three levels here are followed. General value, personal value, group value. General value show the norms on the society on which there is general acceptance. This means that this value represents traits or behaviors in the society. Personal value are value which are admired and are provided by individuals in the society. The group of Balu cherished and promoted by gang group. For example, street calls, army robbers, kidnappers, hire killers. May Allah protect every student among doing this day. This is the end of this topic, not end of my understanding about this subject. Thank you.
So, supporting side, are you complete? Support. Okay? So, first speaker should come forward.
Good day to you all. All protocol observed. I am Rumaisa Yaku from JSS 3, standing before you to support the motion which says the use of card reader in Nigerian election has improved the electoral process. Today, the card reader has brought a lot of innovation in our voting system. Whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever is your position, you must pass through the wonderful card reader. In the past, one person can vote for another person. Now, one person can vote only for himself, and that is all. Is there a room again for sending another person to vote for you? If you vote for another person, you will be caught and the police will deal with you. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know that our voting results are now accurate and reliable. That is why the international observers give credit to our elections since the introduction of card readers in our electoral process. The people we vote are the people they give us. Let it continue like this. Some people express their views that card reader reject something as because they are hard as a result of handling farming implements. The card reader uses biometric data which originate from our DNA. Does farming change our DNA? No, it doesn't. Card reader has inbuilt the biometric pattern in the system and it detects. It's back with light. The second biometric finger configuration. To this end, I wonder how legal citizens of Nigeria saying card reader has not improved our election. There is no doubt that in the next elections, the government is going to use smarter card reader whose performance is going to be faster and easier than what we saw in the previous elections. Ladies and gentlemen, as we must have seen, the card reader is so important that we cannot do without it. It should have been introduced 100 years back. With card reader, there is no rigging, no voting 2 times, no voting for another person, no manipulation of results. On the other hand, the election results are reliable and accurate. The international observers give credit to our electoral processes as a result of use of card reader. So card reader must remain in Nigeria. Do you have any doubt in our minds? So clap for the card reader. Thank you all for listening.
The Mr. Chairman, sir, panel of judges, anchorage and Kifa, my co-debaters, invited guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good day to you all. I am Bashar Osman from JSS 3. I stand before which said that the use of card reader in Nigerian election has improved the electoral process. And I say no, with my following this. Ladies and gentlemen, as we say, whatever has advantages must have disadvantages. With this, I wish I can able to combat the use of card reader in our election has brought drawback and uncertainty, not improvement. First of all, it is necessary to define what card reader is. Card reader is like any device. It is programmed system and application which does not differ with other devices. It is really connected to the internet and mobile network, which already know the consequences of such. We are the risks of being hacked. Gentlemen, our voter system is strong all of democracy, but secret of being access to hackers. The use of card reader in this country has become useless, valueless, and senseless. This is because during 2015 general election, some of Nigeria do not use it, but instead cut their bundle, and they were able to get the election. Mr. Chairman of the occasion, I want to ask a question. The card reader prevent drinking in Nigeria? The answer is no. My contention here is that the card reader does not electoral process. Rather, it is waste of time because it is connected to the temper and the culture of most of our local men in the pledges. And this will lead to the role of Basca within the limited time. Using the card reader, expensive process for electing a leader. Most of the country in Africa are under the bluff and hence cannot use the card reader. We are in great danger. Ladies and gentlemen, with this 4 points, I hope I can able to combat the use of card reader can never electoral process. Thank you.
Station to you all, my fellow Nigerians. My name is Hafsat Muraddi from Jasaswa. I am before you to propose the motion that instead the use of card reader in Nigerian election has improved the electoral processes. impersonation. The use of card reader in Nigerian election has eliminated impersonation, in which a single person uses someone voter's card for voting. Secondly, multiple voting. The use of card reader in Nigerian election has eliminated multiple voting, in which a single person uses but more than once using his permanent voter's card. On to my third point, ladies and gentlemen, a smart card reader is a device used to obtain the quality and the accuracy of election. Our Nigerian leaders today prepare to introduce the use of card reader in Nigerian election the use of card reader in Nigerian election has improved. The use of card reader in Nigerian election has improved the electoral processes. In conclusion, considering the
Chairman, sir, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good day to you all. I, Ali Awakar Badem from JSS City. I stand here to oppose the motion which say the card reader has brought good talent to Nigeria. Instead, the card reader has deteriorated the electoral process. Let me explain what I mean by this. Firstly, the card reader delays the voting process. The card reader takes 5 minutes to accurate one voter. In this case, how many voters card reader are going to accurate in 1 hour? It can accurate only 12 voters. Secondly, the card reader is a machine which does not access the 10 fingers. Especially finger of the palm because their skin is hard. They will try, but machine ejected their hand. As a result, they will not be allowed to vote, although they have been registered area. A voter is not allowed to vote in disgrace, and he may decide not to vote again. This is not a setback to electoral process. Yes, it's a setback to electoral process. I want to use the Electoral Commission to cast the card and return the banner leader. Thirdly, ladies and gentlemen, there is one serious problem about use of the card leader. It is happening that the many time machines stop working while the voting is going on. The battery is weak, our work must stop. The human being does not have such failure. So use human being for voting and send away the card reader. If not, many voters cannot vote as their civic rights is denied. Another problem with card reader is that accept all information given to it. It is a machine made by man and the same man. Man can manipulate it to his advantage. He can give it wrong information to pay one party. In this case, the card reader does not pay the man again. The money used for buying card reader could have been used to buy pumping machine for agricultural use in order to produce more rice. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, you are now listening that the card is a useless machine, which has deteriorated the electoral process. I thank you all for listening.
Hussaina Sheikh from JSS City, standing before you to strongly support the motion that says the use of card reader in Nigerian election has improved the electoral processes. But before I go deeper into my point, what is card reader? Card reader is an electronic device designed to facilitate voting. Now, the question is, does it improve the voting processes in Nigeria? The answer is capital yes. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we are all Nigerians and we are living witness of voting procedures in this country. Before, one person can vote as many times as he wants because there was no control. But today, with the coming of card reader, one person can vote only one time. Is this not an improvement? Give answer by yourselves. Card reader has prevented the unregistered person from voting. Whoever you are, you cannot vote if you are not registered. Foreigners who are hired to vote can no longer vote. They have to remain in their country. There is no place for them again. Ladies and gentlemen, the card reader automatically counts others who vote. This means one cannot vote more than once. If you try for the second time, the card reader rejects you. The people who pass through the card reader are the only people who can be allowed to vote. This means the card reader does not give room for increasing or manipulating the voting results. You can reason with me that the card reader is very necessary in our electoral processes. Hello listeners, as soon as I mention card reader, the heart of some politicians begins to beat. Why? This is because they know that they are not popular. People do not like them. They are rotten eggs, purposeless, money mongers, unscrupulous, cheats, dangerous and enemies of progress. The card reader is the brain behind this. On the other hand, Only good people who are trustworthy, transparent, true nationalists and peacemakers can represent us. Election is necessary in Nigeria, and the card leader is as necessary as the election itself. Thank you.
Good day, Mr. Chairman, panel of judges, accurate timekeepers, my co-debaters, our invited guests and my fellow audience. I am Munira Haya from JSS2, standing before you comfortably, strongly, and confidently to vehemently oppose the motion that says use of card reader in Nigerian election has improved the electoral process. But before any more, what is card reader? A card reader is an electronic device used to identify the authenticity of one's voter's card that is already programmed. Now, focus on my view to cut up my reasons of opposing the motion. First of all, one of the disadvantages of card reader is compulsory delay. It is in concern that using electronic card reader while assessing voters' profile, confirmation and authentication causes delay, which creates unnecessary conflict between polling officers and voters and results to stop the voting entirely. It comes with no doubt that every legal citizen should use card reader in many cases. Secondly, another disadvantage is that provision of card reader affects our economy. You will all agree with me that we import card reader from foreign countries in millions of dollars, not naira. This is one of the reasons we depreciate our currency. We cannot improve our domestic value from copying foreign countries. It is our election, our democracy. Why should we import ideas? It is only through election that we decide our leaders under our democratic government that we practice. Therefore, election should be our stronghold, with no interface of any other nation. A question to everyone in this. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, if you can recall during 2015 general election, many places in the southern part of Nigeria conducted their election without card reader. I can still convince the audience that card reader is just loss of figure. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. اسمي نجاة إدريس من الفصل الثالثة الإبتدائية. وقفت هنا لأقرأ لكم حديث أبا دجانة الأنصاري رضي الله عنه. فكان مواظبا على صلاة الفجر خلف رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم في المسجد. فكان هذا الصحابي الجليل يخرج مسرعا عندما ينتهي من الصلاة. فانتبه النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إلى ما يفعله أبا دجانة، فناداه وسأله قائلا: يا أبا دجانة، أليست لك حاجة عند الله؟ قال: يا رسول الله، إنه ربي ولا أستغني عنه أبدا. فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: لماذا لا تنتظر حتى تهتم الصلاة معنا ثم تدعو الله بما تريد؟ قال: إن لي جارا من اليهود وله نخلة قريبة من صحن داري، وإذا هبت الريح في الليل وقع تمرها عندي، لذلك أخرج التمر وأهرجتها فأرده إلى صاحبه. قبل أن يستيقظ أطفالي فيأكله وهم جياع. وأقسم لك يا رسول الله إنني رأيت أحد أولادي
ودأ تمرة في فمه فأهرستها قبل أن يبلعها. فلما بكى من ذلك ولدي قلت أما تستحي من وقوفي أمام الله سارقا. فلما سمع أبو بكر الصديق هذا الكلام ذهب إلى اليهودي واشترى منه نخلته ووهبها لهذا الصحابي الجليل ولأولاده. ولما علم اليهودي حقيقة القصة ذهب إلى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وقال أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أنك محمد رسول الله. وأسلم اليهودي.
Developed into whatever the level of our education, there is still room for improvement in the development of education in this country. There is still room for development. By the time we look at the education and development, we will look at the struggles of the parents and the society. The cost of education is becoming very high now. Will that allow our system to develop higher than what we are expecting, or is it going to bring it down? And thus people are talking about education is collapsing. Education is collapsing. But to us, we believe education is not collapsing. It is increasing because there are a lot of systems differently now we are using to develop education in this country. So at this level, honestly, it will be difficult for me to go further than to say that whatever the case may be, we develop ourselves by the level of our education. And you see now in this village, or in this town as we call it, I don't want to call it village, because it's a town, there is a lot of problem we face. There are private schools now coming up that are developing the education more than the school system in the government school system. So by the time we look at the development education in this particular area, we will discover that there is a lot of improvement in the private educational system than the government educational system. So I can't go on without even mentioning that parents have to contribute a lot in the development education for their children, because the government alone cannot take the weight of education. It's too expensive nowadays. Parents must have hands in the development education for their own kids, particularly if we look at the cost of education in this country. So I cannot conclude without even thanking this particular organization, the school here, that has developed this system. And we found out that this school now is almost the brightest school in this town. And we thank the organizers for this educational development in this town. So we thank you very much for this one.
Education. So, Mr. Chairman, on your permission, I want to call the next agenda. The next agenda is prize giving, but their gift was presented by the former Commissioner, Kebbi, Sokoto, Zamfara, Alhaji Umaru Liman Suru. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitations. In the second position in the debate competition. Thank you, sir. Thank you. This Monira Yahya. Thank you, sir. Thank you for accepting our invitations. Student in primary 4. The best student in primary 4 is Yahya. Aisha Umar. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation. Second best speaker of the debate competition. Second best. The gift was presented by the Suya president. To present the Monsieur Umar with his absence. Thank you. Handing over and taking over is taking up. Handing over by the outgoing head boy and taking over by the incoming head boy is taking on. Handing over and taking over . Handing over and the taking over is going on. Handing over and 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 taking over is going on. Atama, 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 Labako, Labako, Labarina, roll it, give it to them.
Gaskiya na ji daɗi kuma na ga abin da ban yi tsammani ba gaskiya. Na ga abubuwa kwarai na ci gaba na wannan makarantar kuma ina roƙon Allah maɗaukakin sarki waɗanda adda hannu ga raya wannan makarantar Allah shi musu albarka. Yaran da a cikinta Allah ya ƙara buɗa musu basira
da daure wannan karatun. Jama'a mu suka zo nan, agayyata suka zo, mun ji daɗin amsa gayyata su, muna kuma musu godiya. Allah maɗaukakin sarki ya mai da kowa gida lafiya. Allah ya sa wannan makaranta albarka. Mun gode kwarai. Allah ya ƙara fahimta. Alhamdulillah mun gode.
Ni zai bayani na da Hausa. Zai da son kowa ya jiya ya fahimta. Gaskiya ita wannan makaranta ta Suya ta zama abin tarihi gare mu mutanen Suru. Tun buɗa ta an samu ci gaba kware da gaske. Yaran Suya don da suke a kowace makaranta kusan suka yi na ɗaya. Na san da makarantar 'yan mata ta garin ga ɗaliban makarantar ga suke na ɗaya kowane aji. Haka ma makarantar yara maza suke na ɗaya kowane aji. Muna fatar dai nan gaba kaɗan yaran Suya su zama su gaba a jami'o'i ko kuma makarantar da Allah ne ya nufe su da zuwa. Gaskiya wannan tunani na makarantar nan ya yi amfani kware da gaske. An samu ilimi mai nagarta. Yara suna yin abin da gaskiya ba a yi a wasu makarantun ne na ma birane, kamar da abin da muka gani yanzu nan, abin da suka yi na wajen sha'anin debate da sauran abubuwan da suka yi na nuna ma jama'a. Akwai mun fahimci cewa yaran nan sun san abin da suke yi, sun samu koyarwa ta kwarai. Ubangiji Allah ya saka ma shugabannin Suya da malaman makarantar da alherinsa. Allah ya biya bukatun kowa da kowa. Assalamu alaikum.
Sunana Yusuf Abubakar daga Ministry of Education. Mun zo ne mu albarkaci wannan taron na ba da kyaututtuka da kuma karewa 'yan makarantar Suya Academy da ke garin Suru. Ba sai na koma baya na baku tarihin makarantar ba. A wannan makarantar muna da labarinta tun kame yanzu. Sannan duk takardun da ya kamata wannan makarantar ta mallaka daga Ministry of Education sun mallake su tun daga nursery, primary har zuwa JSS. Yanzu haka ma cikin tawagar da muka zo da ita mun zo da inspectors waɗanda za su dubawa su ga yiwuwar ba da damar a ci gaba da yin SS a wannan makarantar. Saboda haka dama ta samu ga waɗanda suka ƙare JSS 3 idan suna iya ci gaba da yin wannan makarantar, to walillahi alhamdu insha Allah da zarar muka duba yiwuwar ba da wannan damar za a bayar kuma za su ci gaba. Sannan ina tabbatar muku ita wannan makarantar ta Suya, idan gwamnati ta ba da wani tallafi na ba makarantun ne masu zaman kansu, wannan makarantar ta cancance shi. To muna roƙon Allah subhanahu wata'ala ya taimake mu, ya taimake ɗalibanmu. Yadda aka yi wannan taron lafiya, Allah ya sa a ƙare lafiya. Na gode kwarai.
Thank you. So this is enough to prove us that we are all qualified to operate secondary schools. Senior
Director of this school, I would like to thank all people who have come to witness this great occasion. This occasion is supposed to be organized by all schools in the state. This is because this is a gathering which collects parents, students, and the people who care for education and for the growth of the young ones to come together and share joy and gratitude. I am particularly grateful to Almighty Allah for making this occasion a success. Parents and other responsible people in this area can now see for themselves what this school is up to. People can compare our school with other schools in other bigger places, bigger towns, and even outside the state. We are proud of belonging to this school simply because our students have performed wonderfully well in other schools in the state. We have no doubt in our mind. We don't entertain any fear that if our students can be taken to any school in Lagos, our boys are going to perform wonderfully. This school is a great school, as you have seen by yourself the performance of the students in the debate and in the presentation of speeches. To this end, I pray that the Ministry of Education will consider the possibility of allowing this school to continue operating SS classes in the next academic year. And I would like to this end to thank all people who have come to witness this occasion. When I was in the secondary school, we used to be proud and ever ready to see the speech and prize giving day. And that is why we don't want to do without this prize giving day in our school. We thank the Secondary of Suru for coming to witness this occasion, even though he has a lot of commitments in his office. We are thanking the Zonal Director of Education for coming to witness the occasion. It is unfortunate the Commissioner of Education has not come, but it is still fortunate that he has sent a delegation from the ministry to come and witness this occasion. We thank the Jaguare Jumbakwe.
It's my pleasure today to welcome you all to this important ceremony, that is speech and prize giving day. What I want to say is only for the payment of school fees. Parents, they have seen the development. The parents have seen the development so far achieved by this school. Since the creation of the school, that is 2005, school has been graduating many students from 2005 up to 2021. We have started from nursery school to primary school, and now we have junior secondary school. These junior secondary schools are now celebrating their candy. They are graduating for junior secondary school today. So we are appealing to the State Minister of Education to give us permission to continue with junior secondary school by next session. Not only that, ladies and gentlemen, we a parent should consider the payment of school fees as is of great importance. We are using the school fees to pay the teachers, stationaries, and buy stationaries for the school. So therefore, we are appealing for you to pay the school fees. And students should be coming to school at the right time.
Well, viewers, that's the end of this program. We should meet in the next program. Thanks for watching.